Welcome back, everyone. It is 7:57 and we are back after discussion on the budget. And I'm going to turn it over to Director Rashan to see how the changes that has been suggested have panned out.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just because, of course, we had a short turnaround, I don't have anything very pretty to put up on the screen for you folks. But I will say, and I'll start with basically just the high level with all the changes that were proposed. We were able to come in and again, moving the RCMP too. So we're seeing an increase in the general rate of 13.8 cents. We're seeing an increase in the West Hants rate of 0.2 cents. And we're seeing flat for the communities of Hantsport and Windsor in the residential. And there is no changes within the commercial. So the commercial, based on what was presented, has been maintained.
Okay, so there we go.
We did increase the operating or the infrastructure reserve contributions. I'm just going to use the percentages from over last year, just because they're very rough right now. But from what was presented in the budget, we were able to increase the contribution for Hantsport by 83,000. And we were able to increase the transfer from Windsor by almost 447,000. So almost doubling it. So those are the contributions from reserves. This would include the 70% draw from the RCMP for an amount of 735,000 for the West Hants rate and 30% draw for the RCMP in the Windsor rate. So we took that at 70-30, and that's 315 for the Windsor to reduce the overall RCMP costs. And it also includes a transfer from consolidation of 228,057 to clear off the outstanding debt for the West Hants area rate associated to debenture. And I just need to get the number, debenture 36A-1, which is set due to come this year on May 2026 and won't be in the budget going forward after that. So it'll basically pay for that this year. And then next year it's going to be gone anyway. So that will clear that debt. And so it also includes the three position removals. So within the three position removals, we had included other costs associated with that. So they have been reduced relating to training or mileage or anything associated to those as well. Computer purchases, all those have been reduced as well within there. And then just trying to think. Of course, in the debt servicing side, we reduced we removed and I'm just going to scroll back down here. We removed the Windsor Fire Department replacement utility U9, the Windsor Fire Department hose tower roof replacement and perimeter. We've removed the parks and grounds vehicle. We removed the half-ton pickup truck for Public Works. We removed the Unit 52 brush truck wildland lift kit for Hantsport Fire. And we removed the compact tractor for Brooklyn Station 1. We also removed Windsor truck bay door window replacement. We added 40,000 to garbage collection for private road associated to the direction received. And we doubled the Causeway Trail paving. So that increased the debt servicing almost double for that because the cost went from 150 to 300. So that increased the debt servicing, again, by double. The capital budget has gone down. I'll just quickly bring that up based on sorry, just 1 second while I bring up the capital budget. Got to make sure I'm using the right version. Right. So looking at the capital budget, it has increased, or sorry, decreased. We're now sitting at 39,960,801.
Sorry.
We're now sitting at 39,960,801. 39 million. Sorry, 960,801. The total operating budget as of right now, for the year, if we look over, is now sitting at, sorry, at 40.1 million. And those are the changes as council has directed. I have, if there's any questions.
Okay, thank you, Director Rashan. Are there any questions on what we heard or need anything clear? I know it's hard when we can't see it, so Counselor Derry Pinch.
I thought there were more things to come out of the capital than what I heard, but maybe that's just my recollection.
There was more items under the fire departments that were removed. But I'm just reading over the overall total. So the earlier ones that I read off were all associated to anything that had debt servicing tied to it. So the other items that were removed were the elevator rescue, the ice rescue suits, the swift water rescue suits, the horn for Brooklyn Station 2, I believe, and
Exterior painting.
the exterior painting. So that resulted in some of those decreases as well.
Hey, Counselor Yanish.
Who's
Oh,
first?
Counselor Ivy.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Yeah, it's been a long day, so maybe I'm off on this, but I thought we had pulled the collection on the private roads, that because of the implication of timing, previous and regulation, that we had left that out. Was my recollection on that, that it was not. That was actually based on comments that you had made, Director.
No, I think we left in Destination Way and Cozy.
No,
That
we did not.
is what I recall.
I'm sorry, but yeah, we didn't.
I think it was the policy we spoke about that we weren't gonna do. I could be wrong on that.
The final, though, was again a lot of discussion. It was to put it in, and then there's time to move forward. Again, noting that there's parliamentary procedures that would have to be put in place for those to move forward quicker than May.
Okay.
And if that's not what council wanted, we're here now and it can be removed, so. Mayor Zabian, did you want to comment on that?
I was gonna say, I thought we had removed it for
Okay,
my comments, but you can ask council again.
yeah. Do you have a follow-up, Counselor Ivy?
No,
No, okay. Counselor Yanish.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Just for clarification, we started off with a statement that the general rate was increasing by 13.8.
Yeah, so 13.8 cents.
Okay. Could you confirm then what the combined rate is going to be?
Yeah. So the combined rate for West Hants would be 1.0323. So it's right at pre-consolidation rates at this point. And then we held Windsor and what Hantsport. Hantsport's still the 1.3537 and Windsor's still the 1.6464.
Thank you.
Any other questions, Mayor Zabian?
Just to confirm with Director Rashawn, so that's adding into the Hansport Infrastructure Reserve 83,000.
That's an additional
That's an
80.
additional
Yep.
on top of what you
Yep.
had budgeted for.
Yep.
And then for 47 on the Windsor side as an addition to what was already in the draft budget.
Exactly.
Nothing on any West Hants overall reserves anywhere or
We increased the contribution from those two rates over to the general rate to support infrastructure and debt servicing. So there was an increase to that as part of the changes that we had to make with the RCMP moving off the general rate to.
and the other change overall is the commercial rates are staying flat for all three communities.
I received no direction, so I left it at flat for West Hants, 5 cents for Hantsport, and Windsor at
Okay.
5 cents as well.
Okay, I understand. Okay, perfect.
Any other questions, council? If not, I'm looking for direction. Counselor Yanish.
This might not be what you're looking for, Deputy Mayor, but I'm looking at these figures and our previous discussions before supper. And my concern with this budget, I think we've done a lot of really good work with it. My concern is that I don't think we've adequately dealt with expenses, trying to reduce expenses. And secondly, we haven't done much to increase reserves or capacity for West Hants. And I think that it is it's very important that we try to get a handle on expenses because, as I mentioned earlier, and many people have referenced, our debt servicing ratios keep going up and our reserves are staying flat and actually but well below where they're supposed to be. And I don't feel like we're doing enough with the budget that's before us right now. We're not doing enough to anticipate the future tax burden on the municipality because a lot of things right now we're pushing forward. A lot of the benefits that we're by reducing the proposed tax rate right now, we're basically shifting the responsibility further out, and I have a problem with that. And so I don't know what the appetite is for trying to wrestle our expenses down. I suspect it's not very great in the room right now. Otherwise, I think we would have probably heard more in earlier discussions. So what I'd like to propose is that, but I'll just be straightforward and make the motion that West Hants Council, where did I write it down? I'm sort of get confused. Cap the increase to departmental budgets at 2.5% for the 27-28 tax year.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion that West Hants Council have the department's budget 2.5 decrease?
No,
Oh.
cap them
Cap them at a 2.5?
at a 2.5% increase for the 2027-28 tax year.
Okay, so that's the motion and it has been seconded. So are there any questions on the motion? Counselor Ivy.
I appreciate the motion. I think it's a step in the right direction. Just want to be sure if there's any criteria that's wrapped around this in any fashion, A, in the operating budget, or B, if we think we've done enough on capital, or both. Any thoughts on that? Just so
Through
we're
you,
clear.
Yeah, through you, Deputy Mayor, I had the similar thoughts while I was wrestling with this and ended up thinking that, well, with the capital, we could cap those as well, but it's going to be funded through long-term debt. And so I was just thinking mostly operationally.
Okay, thank you. Just so we all know, it's good.
Counselor Remy.
I apologize, Chair. I didn't hear the motion totally, so.
So do you want to repeat it just so I don't, I have it scribbled down, but if you have it already prepared? Yeah.
I move that the council caps increases to the departmental budgets at 2.5% for the 27-28 tax year. 27-28,
Next budget.
next
cycle.
budget,
Next budget, not this budget.
not this
but-
budget. It's the next budget. The idea being that everybody has plenty of time right now to start limiting expenditures, making things last longer. And that's one way we can start trying to, just slow things up a little bit and try and match it a little bit better with our growth. That's the idea behind my statement.
Counselor Ivy, do you have a
Just to
follow?
ferret it back, so that's for the budget that we'll be discussing a year from now, not for this budget.
Correct.
Okay.
Director Rashawn?
If I may, without getting too into details of what we discussed earlier, but some of the changes that were made earlier are going to have percentage changes already that are going to impact the departmental budgets just because they're not reflected in there now. So just be mindful that some of the decisions made right now that aren't going to be reflective in comparative figures are going to be impacting next year as well.
Any other questions before I put this to a vote?
The-
No. Counselor Ivy?
Thank you. The only thing that I'd add to this as a comment is that the potential increase in hurt that we'll see in the coming year, again, given broader circumstances, is likely to affect the situation we're in right now with lower reserves and the like. And I tend to believe that we'd be better off trying to find other savings now to get through this year and deal with next year next. I appreciate the intent of the motion. I think we're pushing off again. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no more lights and we don't have our flickers. So is everyone clear on the motion? And all those in favor of the motion, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Two, 3, 4, 6. Counselor Larry Pench has her, yeah. All of those opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 opposed. So motion carried. Carries 6, 4, 5 against. Yeah, 6. No, okay, that's okay. Yeah, we're missing one counselor, so. Okay. I'm still looking for direction on this year's budget now. If there's any other questions or how you would like to proceed forward.
Did you have a prepared recommendation, Director Rashawn, for budget or?
If council has decided to move forward with the budget that I just talked about, I'll plop the three numbers in and we have three motions we can read tonight. And then I can bring back the taxing resolution and everything when we have our council meeting.
Councillor Remy?
Through you, Chair, I do think that we could take some time to go through the expenses because I think that, again, and I mean, I feel like it's been voiced already, but there are opportunities for us to lower some of the expenses, or I feel that we could. I know it's been a super long day but I would hate to think that we're moving forward with something when we could do even more savings and perhaps put those savings into reserves. So I think that there is, I mean, I might be alone in that, but I think that there are opportunities to make some further cuts and put those into reserve so we aren't in this same position next year. So I myself wouldn't be ready to move forward.
Okay. Councillor McLean?
Thank you, Deputy. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think we should adjourn and we'll come back another night and go through the expenses and then do our resolutions then. Thanks.
Councillor Smith?
I agree. I would like to see more put into reserve, so I think it's worthwhile, a worthwhile effort to do.
Okay, so my recommendation is that we will find another night to meet. If council has, if you're looking to make cuts, if you have those suggestions, maybe in the meantime, you can pass them on to us all in an email so Carly can start working on those cuts. If you know what expenses you want to cut, or you're going to take a couple days, the weekend to go through it and come with a list of what you would like to see cut out of for expenses. And that might help, give Carly a time instead of coming here and we given her the list, then she could work on it. So Councillor Remy, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I do. Just one more comment, because I know that in last year when we did these, we asked staff to actually go back through and look if there was any savings as well. So that would be my request, that staff actually look at their budgets as well to see if there's anywhere that they could shave off some
Okay,
money.
so you want staff as well to come back with cuts?
I just think we did that last year, so
Okay.
I don't know if that's normal
Yeah, no, I'm
practice, but I
just-
mean, it might make more sense for them to look through their budgets and see where there could be some potential savings as opposed to us making suggestions that might be unrealistic. So it might be an option.
Director Rashawn, sorry.
No worries.
Getting long here.
It's all right. That was going to be basically my recommendation. And then if there's further areas in which council wishes to go, we can then kind of address some of those areas next week. So that gives council, or whenever we re-adjourn or re-meet, we can look at what council kind of wishes to do too. So it gives a little bit of prep time on your, and then some of the things that might be identified that way might already be identified by the directors. But I do think if we just start cutting, we would want to make sure that the directors have the ability to come back and say, if we reduce this, it's going to impact our service delivery. And that will be basically what we would want to identify to you, so that then the decision's in your hands to decide if you wanted to impact service delivery or not.
CAO?
It's just, there's a lot of work for her to accommodate individual requests.
Yeah.
And you really need to debate amongst yourselves as to what position you individually want to take. Someone has a position on something, you need to decide within the group, because aside from the work, because it's a lot of time to do these hypotheticals. So I think staff should be challenged to come back with further reductions.
Mhm.
And then you should form your own individual opinions, so that when you come back as a group, you're deciding as a group what changes you're making, because you all might have different opinions. Yes, no, a little, lot, that kind of thing.
Mayor,
That being said, Madam Chair, how much time do you feel you need, and how much time is the expectation for council? because she has to revisit all of these items and double check and make sure. And that's the version, I guess, that we're moving forward with. Is that safe for us to assume here?
Are we good with what Director Rashawn has brought back to us,
That's our starting point.
our starting point? Are we good with that? I mean, once you see it on paper, you might have something, but you can get us the new
Yeah.
version.
So what I would suggest is, as CAO Phillips said, make that, if we like what we're seeing right now or what we heard in the last 20 minutes, say at least this is the starting point. And then we can go back to the directors, get their input on where other reductions can come. Then I can bring back a presentation on the change from day 1 to day 2. And then I can bring a list of all the reductions that staff have identified. And if there's anything else council wants to add to the list, we can add it. But at that time, we can kind of see what that scenario looks like. But if we don't like what we saw tonight, or if anything that we put in as a suggestion we don't want to keep in, now's the time to tell me so I can put it back in or take it back out.
Yeah.
Because then I have something I can start with and work on until for when I come back.
Okay. So the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, unless is the garbage, the 40,000. Are we good to leave it in or? Okay.
And then we just don't debate it again.
Like, okay. Okay. So we'll just, yeah. Mayor Zabian?
Yeah, on the solid waste, it'd be if council wished to implement the solid waste bylaw. Outside of that, your hands are pretty tied. You're just putting a budget item and you're gonna one off it, but just a comment on that. But I know we went through the exercise last year of sending it back to council to staff, and staff came back. The changes that were suggested had very little impact on either the general rate or anything of substance, including reserves at that point. So just as a note, but also timing, I think CO Phillips had just alluded to it. When does council want to reapproach it?
How much time do you need? Rashawn?
I'm kind of looking at my,
That,
yeah, because really we have to give them times and then I need to take their information and prepare it. So for instance, if we met next Wednesday or Thursday, that would only give us 3
days.
3 days roughly. That's not a lot of time. Thursday would probably be better. It would give us another day. But again, we're at the whim of council.
So we are either looking at April the 2nd or carry it over to the following week. We have Easter weekend in there. So we would be looking at the 7th, maybe the Tuesday. Would that be better? Is that good for counselors?
I was going to say there's probably some folks that are having a little extra holiday over that
Okay.
time frame. So we may want to look at the
8th?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay. Does the 8th work for everybody? Yeah, there's no other meeting, so we should be
No, I've
Okay.
already checked the calendar. I have the next couple days. I'll
booked. Okay. So
just in case.
April the 8th, we'll have Counselor Remy.
Yep. No, it's fine.
That's fine. Okay. So is everyone good? Okay.
We did have 5 PM tentatively. Is it 5 or 6?
6? Or can we do 5? Can we do 5?
I have another meeting at 8 that evening that I chair, so 5 would be great if it
5?
works for
Okay,
everybody.
let's do 5 on April the 8th. Okay. Good? Good. Before we go, do you want to do 17 other business? The Hants County Exhibition Grant Recommendation Report?
Yep. This was going to be a slide that I was going to bring up, but I'll just quickly do a little synopsis of basically the motion. We have awarded in 23-24 a $50,000 grant to the Hants County Exhibition or the Windsor Agricultural Society. They came in last year asking for asking for an extension in 24-25, which council then approved. We did receive notification that they're finishing their projects, but they did not renew their grant with us in 25-26. So we want to ask council if they would renew the gas tax grant, because we do require a motion of council for the gas tax grant to be dispersed to the Windsor Agricultural Society for the 50,000.
Okay, council. So if we want to extend that to them, we need a motion of council. Councillor Wheaton,
I'd make that motion, Deputy Mayor.
I'll second it.
perfect. All those in favor, hands up. Motion carried.
Thank you. I'll bring a formal motion for you for
For
the council meeting.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, staff, for spending the day and evening with us. And we look forward to meeting with you again on Wednesday, April the 8th at 5 p.m.